Okay, so Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange follows the story of the immensely brilliant and arrogant neurosurgeon by the name of Stephen Strange. And after a fatal car crash that not only crushes his hands but could in fact end his career, he goes on a journey across the world to find any way to repair them. Every type of surgery and or medical knowledge, he is deeply disappointed until he finds out that there's a place in Nepal that could possibly change all that with him learning the mystic arts. And upon him learning the mystic arts, he finds out that there's some drama brewing up in this place that he found, and then he just gets caught up in this whole situation that he didn't really ask for. And upon Doctor Strange becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, he must find his balance in whether to save the world or go back to his old life that he once so cherished. Alright, so Doctor Strange is like the 14th film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this already crazy successful franchise, and it being the second of its Phase 3 films. And I was really looking forward to this film, not only because it's a Marvel movie that's linked up with the Avengers, but because it's a brand new character that we have never seen before in this universe. And plus the team behind it, like Scott Derrickson, the director of Sinister, is directing this movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Just a lot of things were going for it. For his, like me, like way far back, I said this is gonna be Marvel's visual masterpiece for sure. And I was absolutely correct on that part. Like visually, this movie is an absolute masterpiece. I mean, sure, everybody on the internet is complimenting this film based on its visual effects because it's absolutely worth pointing out on how Marvel handled them. Because how other Marvel movies handle them, it's always like hand-to-hand combat or technology or half magic, half technology, like in Thor. That was really weird. But Doctor Strange was straight up magic in the film. Like these actors had no props or anything to work on based on everything, like ranging from set designs and action sequences. It just felt very natural to them. And I give huge props to Scott Derrickson to really know how to lead his team to act a certain way whenever an action sequence was happening. It was really cool. Not only were the actors good in making it feel real in these real world situations, but the visual effects team behind this movie is outstanding. They just need to get that Oscar right now. Doctor Strange is an absolute visual achievement in my eyes. Having a huge tribute to Steve Ditko's artwork from the comics to the big screen was absolutely mind-blowing. Since the comics was heavily influenced on insane amounts of LSD that's enough to kill all 4 Beatles, it translated to the big screen beautifully. I say just go see this movie alone just for its visual effects. Since it is a pretty movie to look at, and witnessing all this just cool shit happening, you know that the visual effects team just put their absolute effort into this, and it was insanely cool. But then we get to some of the things that matter the most in just any film in general, and those things are some of the characters, because if I'm gonna be honest with you, they were just okay. Because the only character that you really care about is Dr. Stephen Strange, because despite him being a dick, you kind of sympathize with him a little bit. He's a really genius and gifted surgeon, and then he just suddenly loses it all, and upon him learning the whole world of the mystic arts, you really see him trying to improve and redeem himself, and you really root for him to do that. He plays a really fitting character to this already established universe, and I can't wait to see him in future movies. And honestly, that's not really a spoiler, because you know that he's gonna come back in movies. Because wanna know why?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
That's why. I could make my own Marvel movie with this. But then we have Rachel McAdams as Doctor Strange's friend or colleague, and the internet is absolutely hating on their relationship, which I can see why, and I'll get back to that in a bit. But we also have Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordo, in which he was really cool. He was really fitting to the story, just like Benedict Wong as Wong. It was weird because it was Wong playing as Wong as himself. Wong. But then we get to the star power of the movie, and that is Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One, in which the thing with her character is that she was so interesting. I just wish the movie would have shown more of her. I mean, I get it. She's there to teach Doctor Strange, and she's really the one to introduce us, the audience, to this crazy world of the mystic arts. So, I mean, I just wish the movie would have shown more of her. She was really cool. But then we get to the things that boggles the Marvel films down, and those are the villains. And this one is played by Mads Mikkelsen, and I'm really disappointed on what they did with his character. The whole intro scene starts with him chopping a dude's head off, and I'm like, oh my god, Marvel went there. That is so badass. I can't wait to see more of his character. He did it with like no hesitation. It was awesome. But hey, audience, remember, this movie's called Doctor Strange, not the Mads Mikkelsen show. So we have to get back to Stephen Strange and his escapades before we get back to the villain, and they just blow him off like it was nothing. It was weird. And that's some of the problems with Doctor Strange, is that Marvel films gives us a really cool villain, and then it's either executed really poorly or we just don't spend enough time with the character. But for Doctor Strange, however, that same problem lies with some of the good guys and the relationships that these characters would have that you don't really see a purpose in them. A perfect example of that is Rachel McAdams and Doctor Strange's relationship, in which I get it. She's there to show the error of Doctor Strange's arrogant ways and ultimately get him out of that. But you look at it and you're like, do you have have to be like a former lover relationship. I mean, like a simple long-term friendship would have been fine. I mean, besides that, I mean, most of the reason why I didn't like the relationship, just like most of the aspects of the movie, it just felt really rushed. It was really interesting to see how Marvel is technically introducing us to this brand new spectrum, but I just wish they would have spent more time on the stuff that really matters for a film, which are the things like story structure, characters, pacing, and all these things that makes a great film a great film. But Marvel, they just didn't pull it off with Doctor Strange. I mean, regardless of all the problems, I still think Doctor Strange is a good movie that's worth your time and money, because it's a really fun time to watch this movie. But just be aware on some of the things that I warned you about, because I'm here for you guys. I just want you to have a good time and just know what you're getting yourself into, because the things that really sell this movie is the visual effects. Because I say, if you want to see Doctor Strange, it's worth seeing at a low matinee price. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching my review for Doctor Strange, and I want to know what your thoughts are about the film and where it stands on your current favorite list of Marvel films. Whatever it is, leave it down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, may the Force be with you.